many major league teams have been competing for Yoshitomo Tsutsugo-san. He arrived here in California last Thursday, I believe. He was working out at UCLA, my college alma mater, and getting acclimated and getting over jet lag. And then we brought him to another private place to work out in front of several teams. He was actually working out at Nolan Arenado's private hitting and workout facility in Southern California. And Tsutsugo-san and Nolan really hit it off. And they hit together, they took ground balls. Nolan is very interested in Japanese players and Japanese baseball, and it's the most I've seen Tsutsugo talk since I've met him. And we felt that by putting him in a comfortable environment where he was hitting and fielding and throwing, he could showcase himself to the general managers and managers of the teams that maybe didn't get to see him in person in Japan. And obviously many did not. And each time afterward, they would meet with Tsutsugo, talk to him about baseball, what his desires were, and it went very well. He was very impressive. And I think we have now narrowed things down to 3 teams. And one thing I will tell you about Tsutsugo, he is not simply looking for the most money. He wants to be in a baseball environment where he's going to get a lot of playing time and he can showcase his talents and prove that Japanese hitters can successfully be productive in Major League Baseball. That is one of his goals. He has been training for this his entire life. He has put himself in uncomfortable situations playing in the Dominican Republic, which many teams respect. He's come over and trained in California each of the last 5 years, I believe. He came over twice this year, once during the playoffs, as we talked about at the general manager meetings, and then he came back and he's been here training and working out, and he likes it here. He was actually here in San Diego today, I'm sorry to say, but we kept him at a discreet location, and he met again with several teams. He is a very smart person, as you probably know. He has a great baseball aptitude and asked a lot of questions. And I can tell you, at each of the meetings where the Major League manager was present, they loved him. They loved him. And I learned many times, because we always have an interpreter there, that when Tsutsugo hears something that he's very interested in or excites him, he answers before the translation. So I think he understands English a lot more than he let on. Hideki Matsui used to do that. As you all know, the deadline is a week from tomorrow. I think it's very possible that it could be completed before then. That's my hope, that's Tsutsugo's hope, and I know the teams hope that as well. So we will hopefully have more of an update for you as things progress. One thing I do not want to do, though, just ahead of time, I don't want to name the teams, because we want to be very respectful of the teams that were interested and so kind and made such an effort. If they don't sign the player, we don't want them to feel badly. Any questions?
So closing day will be this weekend or early next week?
I think so. Sometime in the next 5 or 6 days prior to the deadline. We want to have a little space between when we actually agree to terms and the actual deadline, in case there are unforeseen events. And in baseball, we expect the unexpected. He'll have to take a medical exam at the home city of wherever he goes. So that means flying him there. They do, full orthopedic and blood work and all that, and we want to make sure that there's plenty of time. We're not concerned about anything, but just having done this for so long, that's the smart thing to do. But if it ends up going right to the end of the deadline, then so be it.
Excuse me, he's a very excitable guy in the sense that he gets excited about certain things. Did you see when he came over here that his just eyes got really big? And
I saw it probably most evident when he was working out with Nolan.
Yeah.
And he was videoing all the drills that Nolan was doing and talking to him. And Nolan took him into his bat vault. And it was like watching someone on Christmas Day when they, Nolan has like a museum of bats, and they were talking about bats and the sound and the pitch of the wood. And Tsutsugo invited him to come to Japan in the off season, to see Japanese baseball and do that. So they really connected.
Did he narrow it to 3 teams as a result of today's meetings, or did he meet with the 3 teams that he narrowed it for?
We met with the teams that we had narrowed it down to. Does that answer your question? Yeah.
So the showcase, how many teams show up for the showcase?
We did them one at a time, privately. So Tsutsugo's very tired.
So that
Because yesterday we did 2 in one day. So we did 1 in the morning, then he took a little rest, had lunch, and then another team came, but he had to be ready to go, so he did it all over again. So he's ready for the season to start tomorrow. He's in great shape.
But can you say how many in total?
3.
3.
Yeah.
How long?
We went back with those 3.
How long was that? 1 hour, 2?
The first one was about 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, they were each about 2 hours.
Good.
So the teams drove from here. It was about an hour and a half drive. Met with him, and then we were there, of course, also, and came back.
You said that 3 teams, but all 3 American League or?
I don't want to say. At least some of them are.
In showcase, he did show the first baseman, third baseman also.
So one result of him working out and training was the managers felt that he could be a legitimate option at third base. And they love that he's so open to play all the positions that they want him to. So he's planning to come out well before spring training, work with infield coaches, work with outfield coaches, and play wherever they need him to play. And he is really looking forward to playing different positions during the season, if they'll let him do that.
So was that part of your presentation to the teams, what happened this past year when he just went into third base without a second's hesitation?
Right. We wanted it to also speak for itself a little bit, and all of the managers and general managers are great talent evaluators, and they all said the same thing. When they saw him taking ground balls, they said he has great hands, and they were surprised at how good it looked, and what great shape he's in. They were very impressed. He's a big guy. He's impressive, but he is in really good shape. He's very lean. Anyone else? Covered it all? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.